And we're good.
All right. So first off, we need to start talking about what kind of values that we believe move us towards being a group, a highly effective group. So what are some values that you guys can think of?
Equal collaboration.
That's a good one.
So everyone kind of having like the same load so that one doesn't feel like they're doing more than the others. And maybe like even if one maybe has a little heavier section that day or whatnot, like the one that doesn't can kind of jump in and collaborate.
I like that. So like we did when some of us had like shorter sections, we jumped in and kind of collaborated with others who had like a lot harder sections for that week. Right. Is there any you guys can think of?
I would say like being respectful like of each other's ideas and thoughts. I mean, we all kind of have like a different background and experience on things. So just because maybe we don't necessarily agree with whatever is brought up doesn't mean that it's not important for us to take into consideration or shut down.
Right. And I think along with also good communication, being respectful is a lot of part of good communication too.
Yeah.
Are there any other ideas?
Maybe like
dedication, in a sense of
dedication's good.
You're dedicated to what you're being assigned to for the week. Like showing that you put in effort in your part and that you just didn't slack and did it like last minute, but you show effort because you're being considerate of the members, that it's all of our grades together and it's not just yours. So we have to take it seriously for everyone that's in the group.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I would say also being a hard worker is another value.
That's for sure.
That's a good one.
I'd say time management. Being able to submit your sections to the group in a timely manner.
Right, like being respectful of everybody else's time.
Right.
Don't last minute.
And also,
and I liked also liked empathy.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Like noticing when others may be having like a tough time, being empathetic of others' time too, and struggles.
Yeah, and I feel like life happens sometimes. So like if that kind of gets in the way of an assignment, I think we're all pretty understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Just voice it out. I mean, we're not going to know if something wasn't done because it wasn't said or whatnot.
Catherine, did you get being a hard worker as another one?
I have to make this bigger or smaller. Well, Rachel, that hard worker is like values are not behaviors though. That's the only thing. And it goes under dedication.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you value being a hard worker, not the actual behavior of it, but like if you feel like you want to come off as someone who works hard and you want to put in a lot of effort, that would be one.
We can even rephrase that to be good work ethic.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, good work ethics.
Yeah, that's better.
There you go.
Also, being, I'm not sure if it was already said, but being helpful. So I may have a section or someone else and I don't understand my section. So I can ask one of you guys to help me. So just helping others, even though it's not your section to do.
Like supporting each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that goes under equal collaboration, I'll put. Supporting one.
Right. So when we think of these values, what are some thoughts and feelings that could possibly get in our way and move us away from these values that we have?
Well, I'd say for starters, maybe since our meetings are later on Mondays, that we feel tired.
Yes.
And maybe we don't feel dedicated because we feel that tiredness.
Mm-hmm.
So we feel tired could be one.
Yeah. Also, maybe feeling overwhelmed that there's so much to do and not knowing if you'll be able to complete it all.
But they
Right.
also feel worried that maybe somebody in the group it didn't like answer each question. So you're more worried about not only your part is answered, but also your group member if they answered each thing to get, a good grade overall.
I like that one a lot, Crystal. That's one I talk about a lot in my own personal one because it moves you away from equal collaboration. Like you start doing things on your own and you think you're doing it for the good of the group, but other people may get their feelings hurt, or you're taking on way too much and not doing the best of your abilities because you're not doing equal collaboration because you're worried that other members aren't going to do their part. I like that one. Are there any others that we can think of?
Oh, maybe also feeling nervous that you'll say something wrong.
Right.
I had in my matrix that I didn't want to do something. Well, I guess it's kind of exactly what you're saying. But like not about just saying something. Like when you do like your section, like you don't want to do the whole section wrong too.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, so like, did I do my section correctly?
Yeah.
That'd be a good thought.
Yeah.
I put in my individual matrix, and I think others can relate, is like wondering if you contribute enough for the week.
Yeah.
Others think that too.
It's a good thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a thought. Did I contribute enough for the week? Sometimes I think some of us don't speak up because we think, do our ideas make sense, or are our ideas great? Like,
too. Like, I feel like I have less experience than a lot of you guys, but like I literally jumped in the field, started my hours, started my master's, started everything. So sometimes like the experience can shy you away from it too, because it's like maybe you think that your experience isn't sufficient.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
We'll let Catherine catch up.
Doing a great job, Catherine.
Look at that positive reinforcement.
Oh, thanks, guys. But anything else, guys? We're doing great.
That's good.
I think that's good. 7. We covered a lot of our ideas and values. All right. So the next would be, what actions do we do that move us away from the ideas and the values that we have? So what are some actions that we see ourselves doing?
I make stupid comments and or jokes when I'm tired. That is, you see me doing that all the time. I also do that if I don't know something, I'll make a comment, like a stupid comment, to play it off like I know what I'm doing when I don't. Coping mechanism.
Does that sound good, Rachel? Making
silly remarks to cover up like insecurities about not knowing something?
That was worded well. That's good.
Thank you.
That's typically my go-to too, is like humor to cover it up.
Go, Catherine.
Whoa.
There you go.
There we go. All
All
right.
right. There any
Something
more
else
things
I
that we
do
need?
is I drink, like I always will get one of the chai tea lattes from Starbucks because I am tired. So I intake more caffeine on Monday nights so that I can be more alert and awake. So that's one thing I do. Which isn't necessarily healthy, but it's the truth.
Right. And even though it makes you more awake, sometimes caffeine can kind of distract you and cloud your brain too. So that's a good one that kind of moves us away. Is there another one we have that moves us away? I was thinking like a lot of times, I haven't had to do it in this group because I'm really comfortable with the group, but in other groups I find myself completing other people's work because I don't have confidence that they will do it correctly. And like we were talking about, we get nervous or scared that they're not gonna submit it on time or submit it correctly.
Yeah, I can
But I
relate
feel like
to that.
the way we have set it up, it's been super helpful because we have checks and balances of each other.
So I sometimes am afraid that I'm not going to submit it the right way, so I'll ask like if somebody else wants to submit it because I'm afraid that I'll mess it up. So maybe like mine's the exact opposite of yours, like asking other people to help out.
Another thing too that we can add, we write to the professor. for
Yeah.
clarity. So even though we trust what each one of us say, we're like we still want professor's clarity.
Check in, yeah.
We look for reassurance, or
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that's a good one. We look for reassurance in the professor.
I have one more to add when you're ready. Ready?
All right. Yep.
The last one I was going to say is in terms of trusting others and getting things done, we look on the documents on the drive to see where everybody's at. So we kind of, again, it's not good or bad. It's just something that I know I've done to see like what parts are done. If I'm behind you guys, like if everybody else has done theirs and I haven't, or vice versa. So kind of making sure that, I don't know, that everybody's.
Because I feel like sometimes like one of us can like overread something and then not be aware of it, and it kind of comes up here.
Mm-hmm.
So then we address it. Like even if it's not our part, even when like we do feedback and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So another one I added that also tied into, like Letty was saying, like kind of being unsure about your experience or like your ideas may not be the best. Sometimes I just don't speak up, and so I just kind of let my ideas go. So don't speak up in the group because I'm nervous of what others think about my ideas.
That's a good one.
Okay.
So the next one we're going to talk about is what can we do and actions that we can take to move ourselves back towards those values that we discussed before. And I think a lot of what we have set up now has really moved me back towards those values in comparison to other groups. Like I really like the feedback part before we actually submit it. So I think that could be something that I would implement in my other groups, is having like a set feedback submitting that's not there to hurt your feelings, but is there to make sure that everyone agrees that something's done right before it gets submitted. And other people can get help without having to feel like they have to ask for help all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good.
Is there any other things you guys can think of?
I think action-wise for
we
this
can-
section, I think just asking, I just think like having open communication, with everyone.
Mhm.
Members in the sense of like, I think when we started this group project, to be honest, I think it's been going so well because we all have open communication. But when we have open communication, we're respectful of everyone's ideas. Like whenever, none of us ever has said like, oh, that sounds so dumb. Like, what are you thinking? I think we've all been able to, feel comfortable with one another because we do see that, everyone has great ideas.
Mhm.
So, and I feel like no one really feels intimidated to that because we have open communication, and we may only meet once a week on Monday at night, but we do constantly are communicating throughout the week. So,
Right.
I'd say kind of along the lines of that is telling group members if you don't understand something, like having that open communication to tell them, I don't understand, or can you please help me with this? I still don't get it. So everyone knows what page you're on.
Would speaking or reaching out to the professor be part of this section?
Yeah.
Or would that be from the last one?
It could be a both, I think.
Because I feel like we do that, like whenever we're
Because-
confused, we do that as a group.
yeah.
And what else we do too is if we see like a part is like really, really big for one person, we always add like additional group members to tackle that section. So we're really like considerate of each other.
Right. That's a good one. We could also, because a lot of what we talked about was being tired and needing like more caffeine and losing focus.
Our meetings are short.
Maybe handling our time management better, and maybe shortening our meetings so by the end of the meetings we're not all tired.
We definitely got better at
Because
this.
right now, yeah, we did. That was something we had to work on, shorten our meetings, because by the end of the meetings we were all like done.
It's like 11:30 at night.
Yeah.
Right. So then we are tired when we're thinking about the work, and then we're tired when we come back to it the next week.
Yeah, I think we've definitely have learned how to put the more important stuff we want to talk about forward, and then other stuff that's not related to the assignment that we have to complete in the back burner. So we definitely have been able to prioritize.
Or even saying like
right.
we had before, like if we don't finish what we need to tonight and it's late, let's schedule another day.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's also like we're like all on the same page, and we like feel like we kind of check in with each other. Like if we're all exhausted, we'll say like, should we like do this in a couple of days or something? That's another one that we do.
Right.
Check in.
So I guess that goes to like practicing empathy, like that can cover checking in on each other if we're all too tired, kind of rescheduling, but that can also go into like if you see somebody, if you're like go in and check on their Google Docs and you see like maybe they're behind or maybe they seem like they're struggling, like hey, I have some free time if you want me to help, like reaching out to them so they don't feel like they have to always ask for help.
Oh yeah.
Just practicing, kind of like feeling out how other people in the group are feeling, practicing that empathy.
Right, without them like being if they're not that comfortable voicing.
Because they don't want to seem like they're slacking.
Right.
You
Right.
can just say offering assistance, like to others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know we're running out of room, but at least if we're having this discussion, wanted to share one last thing.
Yeah.
You ready?
Go for it.
The last thing I was going to share is I think that this group particularly is very strong and comfortable with like constructive criticism, for lack of better terms, in that I always say to you guys, look at my part. If you want to, I know we're very good about putting the feedback on the right-hand side, but I trust you all enough, really, that if you see something needs to be changed, please go in and change it. Or if there's something you want to talk about with me about, please do it. And I think that we just all have the same goal in mind, and that is to do well on this project and to be good team members. So I think we're very open to, I don't know how else to word it, but we are open to suggestions from others.
Right. Giving and receiving criticism and not taking it personally.
Exactly. And there is a trust in this group that I've never had before with any group, like across the board. I mean, I do trust that the work is going to get done, and I know that I feel like we all have our own lives and things going on, but we're all pretty helpful with one another. So
it's like a really large group too.
Yeah.
So sometimes
I was going to send you all a sweet message too, because I was thinking about that this morning. I'm like, oh, I should just send the group a message and say how grateful I am for all of you. And then I was like, no, they're going to think I'm doing it just because the evaluation's coming up. And then I couldn't do it. I was like, no, oh my God. Yeah. So anyways, that's funny.
I think we also have really good communication. Throughout the week, we all talk with each other about whatever we need help with. I think that's really good too.
Yeah. I think we did really good, guys.
Yeah. Is there any other questions or anything you guys want to look back and add? Or if everybody's good, I think it sounds really good.
I have a question, or not a question, a comment. If you could scroll down, Catherine, did we put?
Yeah.
We did do italicize. Okay. I just wanted to check about the italicizing the thoughts.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
So I think we're good. Is everybody good?
Yeah.
Good.
So.